Down with me, you down with me, down with me. Hold on. I got a crowd wrapping round the whole town for me. They mama proud, got 1,000 in the balcony. Nah, I don't hear no clown talking foul on me.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of What Are Y'all's Podcast. It's your host, JMX, and my co-host, Ryan. Free agency, man. Day 1 and day 2 is in the books. We're going to give, our thoughts and opinions on everything, our reactions to moves that our teams made. As y'all can see, man, we got a lot to get into. But, before we get into everything, Ryan, man, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm chilling. My Lakers just lost to the Nets last night, so man, LeBron, please come back. Please come back. That's all I gotta say. I'm chilling though. Otherwise,
This man talking about the Lakers.
I'm kind of whatever with the Steelers at this point. I'm happy they got DK, but we're not winning shit next year, so it really don't matter.
Damn.
How about yourself though?
Oh, man. I can't complain at all. The football God's been blessing me. You know what I'm saying? It's really good to, it feels really good to, see your team just, whoo. I mean, I'm doing great. That's all I can say. I'm doing great, man. I can't complain about anything, and we're gonna jump into a lot of stuff. So look, free agency started about what? Free agency started what day was
About
it? Was Monday,
37 hours ago, some shit like that.
Yeah. It's been months. Monday free agency began, and oh Lord, has it been crazy? I mean, I don't even know where to begin, but
I was realistic. We probably go in order. You want to start with Darnold?
yeah, let's start with it. All right, starting off with Sam Darnold, the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, we kind of I think last episode when we talked about it, we kind of talked about that they were probably going to get Darnold. He goes to Seattle on a 3-year, $110 million deal. He's going to get paid around $36 million a year. I do not have the guaranteed money in front of me, but I think it was a lot.
He got $55 million guaranteed, $37.5 million in year 1.
Yeah, I just don't know with this move. I just don't know what direction Seattle's going to. I think they gonna keep Darnold until they feel comfortable to where they can find a quarterback for the future. But I mean, I understand moving off of DK to a certain point. I know you don't want to pay him the money that he wanted. I understand moving off of Tyler Lockett. I mean, you still got some foundational pieces on the offensive side of the ball. You got to really rebuild the offensive line, which they really have not done. You still got Kenneth Walker. You got Zach Charbonnet. So you got a running back, two-headed running back duo. You got JSN. So, but this team is going to be all about the draft. They're going to use the picks. They're going to use the second, the third round pick they got. They're gonna draft offensive linemen. They're gonna draft receivers. They're gonna draft mostly offensive side of the ball. I think they'll probably draft like a safety or bring in a linebacker or something like that. But as far as Sam Darnold, man, this is just I don't know. They said they're gonna replicate some of the system that he had in Minnesota, but you can replicate all you want to. You're not gonna be Kevin O'Connell, and that's just it is what it is. Now they did bring in Clint Kubiak. I do like that for him. That is a good OC. We've seen him have success. He had success last year with the Saints before the team just got completely depleted. The first, you go back to the 2 games of the year, they had the best offense in the league. They were lighting it up. So, we'll see how, I don't think it's going to be a terrible fit. I don't think he's going to be terrible with them. I just don't think he's going to be the guy to get them over the hump. Like we all know he's not going to be.
Yeah, I'm kind of indifferent on the move. I'm not really a big fan of. I mean, the money, cool, whatever, but I just really don't know how. Kind of like you were saying, how much does this move really actually move you in the right direction? It don't move you in the wrong direction, but how much does it actually kind of push you over the edge? Especially I mean, look what he was doing in Minnesota with Addison and Hawkinson and Jefferson and all that. You don't have those same weapons in Seattle. So it I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the move. I kind of thought he should have stayed in Minnesota, but hey, Man, I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he goes out there and he balls out and JSN goes off and kind of like you were saying. I mean, if they draft well, I mean that's the answer for most people's success. If you draft well, then you're most likely gonna have a good team. So
Yeah, yeah, I agree. But we'll see. I just don't think he's the long term guy, but we'll see what they do. Hell, they might draft a quarterback in the later rounds. You never that's the type of shit Seattle would do. Just I'm gonna say, remember the whole Matt Flynn Russ thing when they paid Matt Flynn all that money and they drafted Russ and Russ was the starter. But we'll see. But yeah, just I'm gonna go into just some of the little stuff. Khalil Mack re-signed with the Chargers. They made J.C. Horn the highest paid corner in the league. Hassan Reddick went to Tampa. Was it right? Yeah, he went to the Bucs, 1 year deal. Speaking about the Bucs, we can talk about this for a little bit. Chris Godwin, after all that stays with Tampa, he apparently left, like they said, he left 20 million on the table from other teams and stayed in Tampa. I do not know how I feel about that. I mean, I will say maybe this will help him out in the long term. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a chance where if he probably would have went somewhere else, he wouldn't have had the same production or whatever. But um, I don't know. If I was Chris Godwin, I would have went to New England for the bag. I'm sorry. You already got your ring, bro. Like you coming off that injury, I would have took my money and ran with it. But shout out to him for the hometown discount, the loyalty. You like to see that in the league. Shout out to Chris Godwin.
yeah, kind of what Godwin. It's obviously just he prioritizes at least the comfortability. I'm sure obviously he's used to everything in Tampa. He obviously probably loves playing with Baker and Mike Evans, and he probably loves the offense. So that's my whole thing. Is I mean, yeah, obviously he probably could have gotten more somewhere else. He probably he doesn't really care about the money at the end of the day. He just wants to play where he wants to play, and that's obviously Tampa.
Yeah, I agree. That's a lot of money to leave on the table, especially you already. How old is Chris Godwin? 29.
I'm not
Let me see.
sure.
Yeah, he's 29. So I guess he's thinking like it's a. What did he sign? It was a Yeah, that's this. I'm sorry, that's just crazy to me. 3 year deal. So he's probably gonna get another contract when he's 32. So Tampa will probably pay him, around the same type of deal around, to make up for it. But $20 million to go to New England, which I feel like that wouldn't have been a bad spot for him. Hey, you gotta really love Tampa. I mean, you gotta really love Tampa. But yeah, moving on to really it's kind of crazy to think about it that this was kind of the most obvious signing of free agency. Drew Dalman to the Bears, the former Falcons center. The Bears keep short up their offensive line. I mean, me and you both said that this was going to happen in the last episode. But shout out to the Bears, man. They are really going all out for this man, Caleb, right now. Shout out to Ben Johnson, replicating kind of what they did in Detroit, building up that offensive line. Now, hearing about Drew Dalman, they said he was a little bit average, but we'll see. I mean, from what they had last year, it's a major upgrade. So shout out to the Bears.
Yeah, the Bears so far might be my favorite team that like out of any team in free agency, just kind of building through the trenches, kind of getting tougher and kind of building that mindset, that physicality up front. I like it. I like it a lot. I mean that move. Obviously, I'm not sitting there watching every center play every single snap.
Yeah.
So I mean, I really don't know like a crazy amount about the guy, but kind of like you were saying, hopefully it's an upgrade for him. We both know Tooney's going to be an upgrade. We both know Jonah Jackson will be an upgrade for him. So, yeah, hopefully he can step in and also be an upgrade. Kind of like you were saying, them going all out for Caleb.
Facts. Going on to the next big free agency signing. My Denver Broncos reached a deal with former 49ers safety, former All-Pro, Talanoa Hufanga. Yeah, I did say it right. 25 years old. We got him on a 3-year, $45 million deal, only 20 of it guaranteed. So if they're still concerned about his injury history, we can move off from him as soon as literally next year. This dude, like I said, he was an all-pro 2022, tore his ACL. And he kind of missed a year, but I think he came back. If I'm not mistaken, I think he came back last year. Yeah, he game here, didn't really get too much of PT like he really does, but I mean he was still damn good he got. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. If Denver can really get Tooth, like if they can get anything of the player he was before that injury, which like I still think he is. I mean, he's only 25, and Denver's been the healthiest team in the league for the past 2 years with that training staff. If they can get him right, just I mean he's been good though. Like, but if he can get back to that consistency, because I mean he played his first 2 years in the league, he played every game. Like he was healthy. So if he can get back to that, this is a steal of a signing. $15 million a year for Hufanga, a premier safety. You pair him up with Brandon Jones, Patrick Surtain, Riley Moss, Jaquan McMillan in that secondary. I mean, you can now run man coverage literally across the board. I mean, and bro, he's a hit stick guy too. He'll come down and lay the boom on you. He's good everywhere. He's good in coverage. He's good down at the line of scrimmage. He's good in the box. I mean, he's ridiculous, bro. And I can't believe we got him. I can't believe we got him at what we did. Only 20 million of that contract is guaranteed. Like that is a steal, man. Shout out to George Payton. Shout out to Sean Payton.
Yeah, dude. Exactly like you were saying. Again, took the words right out of my mouth, especially about Hufanga. It's the last 2 seasons he's obviously been injured, but if you can get anything out of him like that 2022 season, crazy, insane. And with Greenlaw, it's like you can 100% see a way that he's back and fully recovered from his injury, and it just makes you guys' defense even better. You guys already had the best defense in the league last year, either you guys or Philly, and it's like for the rich to get richer is essentially what it is, you know.
Exactly.
So
Which leads me to the next guy. The Broncos also landed another former 49er. The one need on this defense was linebacker. That was the one weakness we had. Guys, teams are killing us with the running backs out the backfield. And we go out and get one of the best cover linebackers in the league. Dre Greenlaw is a Denver freaking Bronco. 3-year, $35 million. I mean, just unbelievable. The fact that he chose us over the Texans is it's beautiful. I mean, it's honestly, he could have went to Houston. Denver won the bidding war. Denver won. Shout out to the Broncos, because I honestly think if we didn't bring back DJ Jones, I don't know if he chooses Denver. I think the ties that's already there. You got Mike McGlinchey here. You have picked up Hufanga. You got DJ Jones, who you brought back. And I mean, shout out to Drake Greenlaw, 27 years old. Everybody know he's coming off that injury. But same thing like I said about Hufanga. You're going to a team who literally has the best training staff in the NFL. This is a team Broncos prioritize in player safety, player health. I mean, this is a franchise that, and I ain't trying to gloat on this real quick, but this is what the ownership does. They change the field like every 5 to 7 weeks. Like, they literally don't want their players getting hurt. Bo Lowry, since he's come to Denver, and that training staff has been remarkable. I mean, we've had like maybe 1-2 player injuries. Like, the only guy that got really hurt this year, Pat got a concussion, but that actually dealt with a body injury that was significant, was Riley Moss. And like, that's one player. Like, if we can get in Drake Greenlaw, even when he played in the game last year that he played in, it was no signs of like, oh yeah, this guy's, he's, oh man. No, like he looked damn good. And that's what everybody's been saying too. It's just what the 2 games he played. Cause I remember he played in then he played in that Rams game towards the end of the year last year, I think.
yeah,
I think it was the Rams game.
yeah, it was the Rams game on Thursday night.
Yeah, and I
Right?
remember he was balling in that game. I mean, it's just crazy, bro. We really got San Francisco just let go of their young guy. I mean, Dre Greenlaw coming to Denver. What that's going to do for this defense alone, him being the captain in the middle of this defense, is just exactly what we needed. The fact that we were that good on defense without a premier linebacker for as long as we were just goes to show what type of jump this defense can make. I mean, I don't know what else. We have the defensive player of the year, and we're bulking up on defense. And I want to give a shout out to Sean Payton, because most offensive guys would have went strictly to offensive free agency, overpaid over there. He said, no, we're going to keep building on what's great here, which is the defense. Rewards defensive player of the year, rewards Vance Joseph for the phenomenal job he did. We got 2 dogs. And I'm going to tell you right now, Ryan, hey, bro, if we get who I think we're going to get tomorrow, we get a guy like Evan Ingram, and we continue to build even on the offensive side of the ball, we're probably going to have the best defense in the league. With all the guys that left Philly, Lord Jesus, barring no injuries heading into next season, we go in with this defense we got now, bringing back DJ Greenlaw Hufanga. Hey, bro, we might be having to have these nasty conversations of historic defense with what these guys can do. Lord have mercy. I'm just I can't even believe this is real. I can't, bro. I cannot believe we got Greenlaw Hufanga for the price that we did. I thought Hufanga was gonna get like a $60 million contract. I thought Greenlaw was gonna be like in total, we had to pay him 50 million total over 3 years. But we got them on a luxury. Shout out to Denver, man. Beautiful. Ooh.
You're essentially just betting on for them both to stay healthy. Is essentially what it is. And if they both stay healthy, you know exactly what they can do. So that's really what it is. Kind of like you were saying, barring any sort of health issues. I mean, that's really the only question with the two of them. You know. So hopefully they both stay healthy, and hopefully they both fucking ball out for you.
I mean, I have like this is I remember people were talking about the 2014 free agency we had, man, when we brought in TJ Ward, DeMarcus Ware, Keith Talib, Emmanuel Sanders. Like, this is definitely giving me those vibes. Obviously, we haven't completed the whole picture yet, but bro, we still got the draft. We still got it's still Cooper Cup's finna get cut. I mean, you don't know what can happen, bro. And I just cannot believe that our defense is finna take that leap. I mean, and to be honest, it's not even a major leap it could really take. We already had like you said, we had a top 2 defense last year. So the leap is just the solidified best. That's just that's what it is, man. And ooh, I cannot wait. I can't wait, bro. I just oh my God, we are now complete. Now I will say we probably do need to add one more cover linebacker, but even if we don't, my God, I mean, I don't think there's one area on this defense where I'm like we're weak. I mean, up front, you already had the duo that led the league in sacks: Zach Allen, JFM. I listed Benito Cooper, Malcolm Rose, DJ Jones. God, I already listed the guys in the secondary. I mean, this is just like you said, rich get richer, bro.
Yeah,
I had to
see,
ramp up my team.
my only thing is maybe cornerback one for real.
All right, bro. I'm not gonna get into this with you. And yo, trolling antics. Talking about the defensive player of the year. Yeah.
My
Oh
fault.
man.
My fault. The fraudulent defensive player of the year. My
There's
fault.
nothing fraudulent about it. There's nothing fraudulent about it. But yeah, let's move on to some other signings. Let's go over this one. I don't want to talk about this too much. DJ Reed goes to the Lions on a 3-year, $48 million deal. Lions basically just get him they basically replace Carlton Davis, what I think. Mm, I don't know. I think Carlton Davis was better. That's just my opinion. But I mean, he's not a bad replacement. And then I'll let you talk about this one too. Milton Williams, after basically saying that he was gonna go to the Panthers, flip flop goes to New England. They give him $26 million a year. Um, what's your thoughts on those two signings?
DJ Reed. I wanted him in. I wanted him in Pittsburgh. Obviously, it didn't work out, but I think he's solid. You know, especially he'll bring that. He will kind of fit in with that physicality that Dan Campbell wants him to play with. And then with Milton, we kind of knew it was probably going to be whoever paid him the most, and you kind of tell it was going to be one of those teams like New England or Carolina or something like that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, they're both great players. Both going to hopefully change with the Patriots. Hopefully they can change their organization around. And with the Lions again, DJ Reed is a physical corner, so he'll fit in. He'll fit in there well, I think. So
Facts. A few guys just to name off. Puna Ford goes to the Rams on a 3-year deal worth $30 million. That's a really big big pickup for their defense, bro. He's a dog in the run game. He's probably the best, at least top 5, say top 5 run stopper in the league, maybe top 3. The Bears get, I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, um Deo Odiengbo. I don't know if I said his name wrong, but 3-year, $48 million. The Bears get a solid edge rusher. But let's get in. Oh yeah, and Dammy Brown goes to Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville overpaid. 1 year, $12 million is kind of crazy. But I want to get into these three. I'm starting off Darius Slay, probably possibly his last year in the league, has agreed. Well, he's signing with the Steelers pending his release. So I did see something today that came out and was like that is not set in stone. But it was reported that when he's cut, he's going to Pittsburgh. But I don't think I don't think I don't know if that's 100% yet. I think it'll happen, but I'm just saying I don't know if it's 100% yet. Like I think there's a chance he could work out with some Philly last minute. But as of right now, it looks like he's going to Pittsburgh. So Ryan, what you think, brother?
See, I kind of want. I told you before the pod. I kind of want to try Davis Ward, but I mean Darius Slay, he cool too. It's just I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we definitely need a corner. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But it's just like I don't know. We keep taking these shots on these older guys. We did the same thing with Pat P a couple years ago, and it's not even just the cornerback position. The shit we're gonna get into with quarterback later. It's just we keep taking these shots at some of the older guys, and they typically don't work out for us. Again, I'm hoping Darius Slay does, but also just kind of like the whole wording with the whole contract thing of the Eagles still holding his rights essentially kind of worries me, you know? It kind of
Yeah.
worries me that there's almost like a loophole to it of like, man, shit, he might actually stay in Philly, and I wouldn't be surprised if in a day or two we hear, nah, he's actually staying in Philly, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
but yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, again, when like he is a good corner. Don't get me wrong. It's just eventually like signing some of these older veterans eventually is kind of like it hasn't worked out for us in the past, so it's just I'm a little uneasy about it, you know.
Yeah, I feel you. And Mike Florio said that despite the reports that he did agree he has not, that there is no deal yet in place for Slay. He's talking to the Steelers, but also the Eagles might keep him. He remains under contract with the Eagles. He has permission to speak to other teams to discuss a possible trade, but nothing is expected to be finalized until Wednesday. Obviously, tomorrow is when the new league year officially begins. So that means Darius Slay can like be cut tomorrow. And if he is cut, then it's probably going to be Pittsburgh. But Tom Pelissero also said that there's no that there hasn't been a deal between the parties. It's just talks. But I trust Jordan Schultz though. If Philly does cut him, I think that he goes to Pittsburgh. But yeah, um, and I look, and I do agree with you about the whole veteran thing, signing guys. He is old, but I mean, the Steelers they keep making win now moves. Like you could like they want to win now, and I think until you, I'm not saying you should get rid of Tomlin. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that while you have Tomlin, this is what you're gonna like. This is what your team is gonna be. Like he's like I don't think you can tell him to hit the reset button. Like it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, it's also like some of these older veteran moves have worked out for us in the past. I remember signing Joe Hayden. That shit worked out for us tremendously. So like, I'm obviously not saying he's gonna have that same type of like if Slade does come to Pittsburgh, he'll have that same type of
iron. Mm-hmm.
yeah. He's definitely not gonna have that longevity in Pittsburgh because I believe I think Hayden played for us for like it seemed like a good chunk, like maybe like 4 or 5 years.
About 3 years almost, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. It was a good
I can
chunk.
check that real quick though.
All right. Yeah, it was. So I mean, like if he can have something where he's consistently solid for us, you know. How long did he play
Like
there?
5 years.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a while. Um, if it's something like that, cool. But if it's more like the Pat Pete end, where it's like an older veteran that kind of was still solid. I think Pat Pete was in Minnesota before he was with us. Kind of solid in
Yeah.
Minnesota at least, and then he came here, and it was just. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. He just wasn't the greatest for us. It's I hope it's more on the Joe Hayden side. You know, that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Joe Hayden was 28 when he came to Pittsburgh, though. Darius Slay's 34.
Okay. I thought he came a lot older than that.
Yeah, he had just been in the league for 7 years. So you would think he came into the league, his first year he was 21. So he had just been in the league for a long time. But yeah, um, yeah. Either way, I think this is Slay's last year. So I think regardless, you're just signing him for this 1 year run. But sticking kind of with the Steelers a little bit, quarterback Justin Fields, that boy headed to the Jets, 2 year, $40 million deal. He goes and reunites with his old teammate Garrett Wilson. The Jets looking like that they're gonna get Fields the chance he deserves, and hopefully they get their guy of the future. But you know my thoughts of it. I love this move for the Jets. I now okay. Look, I will say this. I do not trust their personnel. That is the only thing I will say. Nathaniel Hackett, man, fuck no. But I think as far as everything goes with them, I just don't really trust the personnel. I don't know if it's in Fields' favor. They hired Tanner Ingstrom as their offensive coordinator. I know they have Aaron Glenn. I trust Aaron Glenn. I just don't know about Tanner. Now I will say, uh, he was the Lions passing game coordinator, so we'll see what he can do with Justin Fields. But I mean, it's just a kind of wait and see. But I think in terms of going to get Fields was a good move. I think this also keeps Garrett Wilson there because Garrett Wilson was unhappy with the quarterback situation. I think getting Justin Fields definitely helps that. But I think it makes me look at the Jets a lot different. I look at them as a team that's trying to win for the long haul. They get off. They This is a perfect transition into that from going from win now to building for the future. And you can do that with Justin Fields. And you didn't break the bank with them. I mean, shout out to Justin Fields for getting a $20 million a year contract, though. Huge shout out to him because you couldn't, I would have never thought his contract would have been that big. 2 years, 40. Shout out to his agent, bro. I mean, that is just a hell of a deal. Like, you would never have thought Justin Fields would have got that. Like, I don't think anybody would have thought he would have got $20 million a year. But shout out to him, man.
Yeah, it also gives him that fresh start where he's like, he don't got Russ behind him type shit because that's what that's what it was all season, last season, and I believe we were talking about it when we first started doing the pod. I was very in the boat of you go with Russ, and if Russ ends up kind of showing what he was like at the end of the season last season, then you can go with Fields. And I thought Fields was more of the future than Russ was. So I kind of feel obviously with Russ's injury before the first week even happened, you kind of had to go with Fields. Like I understand that. I'm just like I'm very happy for Fields. I feel like we kind of did him a little bit dirty, and he kind of has that fresh start over in New York with a familiar face, like you were saying with Garrett Wilson. And it's again, it's not a bad position for him to go into. You have Brees Hall there as well. Defense is solid, so well, hopefully the defense is solid. Um, yeah, I like it for him. Hopefully he goes out there and balls out, and yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And look, like I will say, as far as the Steelers goes, I hope the Steelers don't that this isn't a mistake. I really hope it's not because look, I'll say this: if it's a you had a chance to kind of redefine what your franchise looks like in terms of you could win now with Fields, but you can also develop him for the long term. And I'm not gonna lie, I would have just paid Fields, bro. Like, cause now you're in purgatory. You're waiting on Aaron Rodgers. And it's like, yeah, like you get Aaron Rodgers. Are you gonna win a Super Bowl this year? I think it's possible because you're getting Aaron Rodgers. You're getting that last year, but don't go to Pittsburgh. I don't even think I think Pittsburgh is his second team on his list behind Minnesota. But it's like, if you're Pittsburgh, you're gonna be in the same position next offseason. The same position. Because Aaron Rodgers, like it or not, I don't think that man playing no 2 more seasons, bro. I think he got 1 more year left in him, and I think it's wraps. And then it's like, if you get Aaron Rodgers, you're gonna finish 9, 10 wins, and you're gonna be in the same position that you are in, except you're a year further along. And it's like with Justin Fields, you would have at least felt comfortable because if you get Justin Fields and you win 10 games and I mean, he wasn't playing bad. Like, I feel like that's one thing people need to realize. Like, Justin Fields was not playing bad in Pittsburgh. They just wanted now results. And it's like, if you would have developed him for that whole year, bro, I mean, and then you add DK for him, the jump he could have been made that he could have made. And it's just, I feel like, man, Pittsburgh let him down in a way because it's like you get traded here with an opportunity to, like, it's Pittsburgh. You want to be part of that. And man, that win now shit. Like, how many times I don't know. I don't agree with Tomlin with that. I don't agree with Tomlin with letting Fields go and possibly bringing Rodgers in or bringing back Russ. I feel like if you give Fields a chance and it don't work out, hey, it don't work out. But I still feel like either way it's the right move because you're not winning a Super Bowl with no Russ or no Aaron Rodgers, man. Unless Aaron Rodgers goes back to his prime Green Bay shit and just go to fuck off. We see MVP Aaron Rodgers again, which I don't know if we will.
Yeah, man, I have no idea, especially with again. I kind of want Rodgers over Russ, but
Of course. Hell
realistically,
yeah.
Rodgers he wasn't gonna he's not gonna win us nothing. Like excuse me, we're not gonna win nothing with him on the team. We weren't gonna win anything with Fields on the team. We weren't gonna win anything with Russ on the team. We weren't gonna win anything. So my whole thing is like, man, you gotta go and you gotta at least keep taking shots at somebody in the draft. But like, and you are gonna miss. Obviously, and obviously on Kenny Pickett you missed. But it's like, once you have that rookie quarterback in that system and you know he's a guy, then you can kind of start building around that, and then you can start making those win now moves. It's like I'm with you where it's like, there's no reason for us to be making win now moves when we are not gonna win anything this season or this coming season or the following season or whatever. Like you have to go out there and you have to draft a rookie. In my opinion, you have to go out there and draft a rookie quarterback. So like I'm cool with Rodgers, but then I'm also in the boat with you. Like, well, what's he gonna do? Go out there and win his 9-10 games, retire, and then be stuck in the exact same position with the next either draft class of like we'd probably be able to get maybe the third best, fourth best quarterback next year, and then you'd have a free agent class of I have no idea who the free agent quarterbacks are next year, but like I don't know, it's the same shit every year, which is the exact reason why I'm just at the point where it's like fuck it, whatever. Like I'm more at the point I'm just trying to watch my team kind of be entertaining. You know, like, I know we're not gonna win nothing, so it's like going out there and getting a DK. It's like, man, I just want to see DK play. You know, I just want to see DK and Pickens and Freiermuth, and it'd be cool to see Rodgers out there again. I know we're not gonna win, so I'm just like, man, whatever. Like I just want to see Rodgers go out there and ball out and kind of be Aaron Rodgers. But like I also understand the downside of really what could possibly happen with him at the quarterback again. Like you were saying, you can go out there and win 8, 9, 10 games and be stuck at that 16, 20 spot in the draft again, and hit him retire and you're the exact same position.
Yeah,
it's whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough with Pittsburgh, man. I don't know, cause I don't know, man. It's just overall tough. But moving on to the next free agent sign I want to talk about, Cam Bynum, the big time Minnesota safety, is going to the Colts. The Colts for a 4 year, $60 million. The Colts also they double dip in the secondary. They pick up Mooney Ward. I'm trying to find the contract. I cannot find his contract. But he goes to the Colts too. I think it was like 3 years? I know it was a 3 year deal.
Yeah, Ward's was a
3-year
deal.
It was 3 years, 60 million, 35 guaranteed. So he gets 20 million a year, and so does Bynum. So they both, I ain't gonna lie, shout out to the Colts, man. Now I do want to bring this other thing up for the Colts. They did sign Daniel Jones to a horrendous 1 year, $18 million deal. But I'll start with the safeties and the corner. I think for the secondary, that's huge. I think, you got Kenny Moore. Shout out to the Colts for addressing the defense. I think Shane Steichen knew that they needed to add talent for them. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like both of these are really good pickups. I think Bynum fits their scheme. Like I think he needs to go to a primary zone defense. So you got him. Julian Blackmon is still there. You got Nick Cross. And now you got Jalen Jones. You got Mooney Ward. And then you got Kenny Moore you still got Kenny Moore in the slot. Because I'm not gonna lie, they were running like Samuel Womack and Rodney Thomas a lot last year, and just so not a lot of good corners. Juju Brents, but all these guys are gonna take a step back. And hey, look, man, the Colts defense looked pretty good, but as far as the Daniel Jones signing go, I have absolutely no clue what the hell that was. I mean, I understand you paid him to be the backup, but it's a very high-end goddamn backup. But that goes to show what they kind of believe in Anthony Richardson. And if I'm being quite honest, I'm not surprised, because if you watch football, Anthony Richardson was that bad last year, bro. And that's something me and you talked about a lot. But what were your thoughts on the Colts free agency so far?
Yeah, I love the two signings, like you were saying, of Bynum and Ward. Again, they're both physical players. They both bring that physicality to that defense that was kind of questioned by a couple people for kind of giving up and just kind of being soft, you know. So like you go out there and like those kind of plays, kind of like you were saying with Hufanga and Greenlaw. I'm not saying they're the same players, but like they can establish that physicality again. You guys already have a physical defense in general, but like the Colts defense had kind of been questioned last season, a couple other seasons before that, for just kind of being soft and just kind of mid essentially. And you go out there and you get two pieces like that. That can turn your whole defense around, especially in the secondary. So I like him. And the same thing with Daniel Jones. It's whatever. I do kind of have a feeling we're going to see Daniel Jones play a couple games this coming season.
18 mil for a backup, bro, is nuts.
So
that's starter money, bro. He got 18 million.
Mm-hmm. It really tells you kind of what they feel about AR, at least as of right now. You know, hopefully he's a star. Hopefully he can kind of learn from the last couple of seasons and kind of come and turn the shit around. But
yeah, and my fault. I want to clarify. It's 14 million with incentives that can get up to 18 million. I don't care. That's $14 million for your backup. Like I think the Broncos signed Stidham. What was Stidham's contract like 2 years? Signed a 2-year deal, but I don't even think it was like $6 million a year or something like that. It's I mean, like me personally, I don't even think that's that big of a difference between Stidham and Daniel Jones in the first place. 2 year, 12 million, 6 million a year. I mean, that's backup right there. I mean, they paid him some starter shit, but yeah. Going on to another signing, we talk about. I want to talk about this briefly. Josh Sweat goes to Arizona. He gets the bag after he had a great performance in the Super Bowl. I mean, he was balling last year. 4 years, 76 million. What's another little sneaky? Oh, yeah. Grady Jarrett. Yeah, that's who it was. Grady Jarrett goes to the Bears, 3 years, 43.5 million. I was surprised Atlanta cut him to begin with, but he goes to the Bears, another big signing for the Bears. And then after this, I'm gonna get into some trades. Nate Hobbs goes to Green Bay, 4 year, 48 million. But I'm not gonna lie, Grady Jarrett going to the Bears. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Ben Johnson again, bro. They just getting them boys are getting talent. Cause I'm not gonna lie, like that's kind of the one thing they needed. Cause they have what's his name, the young guy, the interior defensive lineman, Gervon Dexter. Yeah, and I mean I'm not gonna lie to you, they basically filled out the defensive line now. Cause you really only have Montez Sweat and Gervon Dexter. Now you go out and get Dio, you go out and get Grady Jarrett. You kind of shore up the defensive line a little bit. And in the draft, you can just kind of draft depth pieces. But you still got TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, Jalen Johnson's still back there in secondary. You got Jaquan Brisker, you got Kevin Byard still there. Now I still think they do need to get a corner. But I mean, shout out to the Bears though, bro. They making moves, man.
yeah, again, that's kind of why I was saying I feel like the Bears, so far, at least in my opinion, had easily a top 3 free agency so far. But they're them or the Vikings might be my favorite free agency so
Free
far.
agencies,
Yeah. Man, I just love it, and it was like so quick too. I swear he got cut, and like a couple hours later he was on the Bears.
Facts.
So again, kind of like you were saying with Ben Johnson, it's just the physicality up front is really what the Bears kind of lacked. So you go out there and get a piece like that, and yeah. And then what was the player you said before that?
Josh Sweat.
Okay. I mean, again, it's the same thing as well. It's just Arizona needs players on their defense. You know, Arizona needs players to go out there and ball out. Yeah, so it's like you go out there. You might have overpaid him a little bit, but man, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna get a dog from him. So yeah, shout out to him too.
Yeah, not to mention he reunites with Jonathan Gannon too. So I think you're gonna get the most out of him. But yeah, I do want to bring up one other guy that was a pretty big signing, Aaron Banks, the guard from San Francisco. He goes to Green Bay on a pretty big deal, 4 years, 77. But let's get into these trades. I want to get into 2 specifically. We could talk about, man. First off, Laremy Tunsil. Now, I kind of want to hear your thoughts on it, and then I'll give mine. Because I watched a fair share of Texan games, went to the camps. I mean, look, Texans probably are my second team that I know kind of the most about. So yeah, Laremy Tunsil got traded. The Texans get a third round pick this year, second round pick next year. They swap fourth round picks next year as well. But Laremy Tunsil goes to the Commanders. Texans just get a shit ton of picks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of iffy with both of them. Tunsil's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I know he does have flag issues, so there's that. But I don't. My whole thing is with, especially with the Texans, it's like the offense. They have to go out and draft offensive line. Like that has to be their main focus in the draft. They have to go out there and they have to go draft offensive line. But kind of like with the next trade we're gonna get into, granted, he wasn't the greatest, but Tunsil was in my opinion, he's an amazing player. Again, it's just the flags is kind of the issue. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I love it for the Commanders. I'm not really sure how I feel about it for the Texans, but they have to get some sort of protection for C.J. Stroud, Joe Mixon, all of them. So
Facts.
I don't know. This move was just kind of weird. It might have been a contract thing. Obviously, I'm not really too sure, but I don't know. I love it for the Commanders though. So
I'm the opposite. I think the Commanders got they shit fleeced. Laramie Tunsil. It's a reason why the Texans and I'll bring up this trade and then we can go back and forth on this trade too. But I have to bring it up here. CJ Garner Johnson got traded out of nowhere today. The Texans are getting him as well. Um, in exchange for the young guard Kenyon Green. Texans get CJ Garner Johnson in 2026 sixth round pick. Eagles get Kenyon Green in a 2026 fifth round pick. It's a reason why the Texans are getting rid of their offensive linemen. The offensive line was shit last year. It absolutely fell off a cliff. It was that damn bad. And I'm gonna just be honest. Laremy Tunsil did not have that good of a year. I mean, he was solid. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say that. Just compared to the years that he had, he's still like his year was when he's healthy. I still think he's a top 10 left tackle candidate. It's not that many great left tackles, but he's still one of the best left tackles in the game. I just don't what they gave up for him. I didn't like. That's where I say you got fleeced. You gave up a second round and a third round pick, and I'm quote about my friend who's a Washington fan and said, "That's not much. That is a shit ton." The last time I seen a guy go for a second and a third was Von Miller when we traded him. And like the Rams got him for half a year. Canada, they won the Super Bowl, but yeah, like you brought up the flag issues, the injury issues. I mean, and he's only getting older. And I'm gonna check on this contract situation with him. But Tunsil, man, it's oof. Yeah, I mean, god damn, he's getting 25 million a year. He's getting 20 million this year. He's getting 20 million next year. Whew. I mean, he's 30, so I guess that's the good thing of it. But it's like, I mean, I guess for the Commanders, good, they got the money to pay him, but I just think that's a big investment. You giving up hella draft capital for that. I'm like, but you could have drafted a left tackle and not have to come off all that money and all of them picks. I mean, I don't know. I think the Texans they chilling because now they're. I mean,
now the Texans' offensive line is even worse without Tunsil.
yeah, but I mean they were gonna have to like they were already gonna have to revamp it, and now you got the draft capital to do it because they can now draft nothing but linemen. Cannon, I know it's gonna be young or whatever, but like the line was already the line was bad. Like it was that bad. Like the line fell off. So I mean, and they're like I'm not mad that they're cleaning house. I mean, Laremy Tunsil was in and out the lineup. I mean, he played. Candid, I would say now. Look, when I say injuries, he's just always banged up. He doesn't really miss games. Like I will give him that. He doesn't really miss a lot of games, but it's always he's going into a game hurt. And when guys go into a game hurt, like I mean, you're not 100%. I mean, he's rarely 100%. I mean, it was like 5 games I watched last year where this man went out. And it's like, damn, bro, fuck. But I mean, look, I will say for Washington, it is an upgrade for what they have right now. If he can, look, I will say, if he can chill on the flags and everything like that, I think it's a damn good move for them. If he can chill on the flags and stay, just not get nicked up as frequently as he was in Houston, I think it's a great move for Washington. Um, in terms of what they're getting, I just that second and that third round pick, bro. That's rough. That's rough.
I don't know. I guess my whole thing is like, left tackle was obviously a huge need that they needed. You know, like you needed something like that, and like to go out there, yeah, you might have given up a little bit too much in your words. If that shit pays off in the end, you know, I mean, they were a game away from the Super Bowl, you know. So it's like if it ends up working out in the end, it doesn't really matter what they gave up in the end. That's kind of my whole thing. Is if they're going all in right now, essentially with a rookie quarterback, and they're trying to make all these moves, and that shit works. I mean, Laremy Tunsil's still a great player as is. So it's, at least my opinion is, and you go all in. Yeah, you might have given up again a little bit more on the expensive side for the draft picks,
Mm-hmm.
but like if it works out, it works out. Granted, if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't fucking work out, you know. And then it looks even worse on their end. But I don't know. I like it. I like Larry Tunsil. I think he's a good player. Um, and yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say the draft
He's a great
picks.
player. No,
Yeah,
he is. He is.
I'm not gonna say the draft picks is nothing like you were saying your friend did. But I don't know.
I don't know. A second and a third, like especially in like these next two drafts, shit. Like you could literally like. Mm, I mean, but I will say though, like he's still going to be a major upgrade from what they had. My I just don't like what they gave up. Like I mean, I can't. I know he's one of the best at the position. Like you're gonna have to give up a lot for him, but I'm just like, damn, bro, you giving up hella draft capital, so now you don't have a. I mean, it is separated throughout the year, so I think this year they only lost their third round pick for him, which hey, that's not that bad, but I don't know, man. I I hate giving up all that draft capital, but I mean, hey, like you said, if it works out in the long run, if they go to the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
then it's just like,
yeah, they're just
okay,
going all
shit,
in.
fuck it, yeah. If you go to the Super Bowl, then
Yeah,
it's like, fuck it, hell yeah. But I mean, hopefully this year they can improve, but like, well, I ain't gonna say improve, but stay kind of where they were, because last like they gonna have it's a different schedule. But I will say they are making better moves to win now, so it's still a shout out to them. But like I would not be surprised if this trade turns out to be like a win-win for both sides. Just right now I'm giving the edge to the Texans, but I would not be surprised if this goes out to win both sides. Now going to the Chauncey Gardner Johnson trade, I don't know why the hell Philly did this. That was a terrible deal. I don't know why the hell they got Kenyon Green for Chauncey. I know that they were trying to get Justin Reed, but like I don't. I mean, Mekhi Becton is still a free agent. I mean, I don't know, bro. I was just kind of shocked. Like I was dead ass like, why did they trade Chauncey? Like he was a huge part of that secondary. Like he was the heart and soul of that secondary. And now you gotta go get a safety, and it's I don't know, man. I was not a fan of this move. Now, if Kenyon Green goes to Philly and changes his game around because he was god awful last year in Houston, if he can go over to the Eagles and he's still young. I mean, how old is he? Like 25. So I mean, if he 23. So if he goes to Philly and he can turn around and be kind of what the Texans drafted him to be, then hey, I'm all here for it. But as of right now, Philly, I mean, this secondary, you can't have it go back to what it was before this season. Because remember how bad it was the year before this past season. It was shit. So I mean, Chauncey was a big part of the reason why they made that jump and why they even won the Super Bowl. And I know Eagles fans were kind of pissed about the deal. So, what you think about it?
yeah. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it for the Eagles, but also I mean I do believe that if anybody can turn around an offensive lineman's career,
It's Philly.
yeah, it's Philly. So it's like Philly obviously sees something in Kenyon Green to be able to kind of turn it around. But as of right now, just based off of name value and production value and like what we've seen from both of them, I don't know. It don't really make sense to me either. But
Yeah,
hey,
I'm guessing Philly is gonna try to target like a Malachi Starks, or I think Caleb. I think is Caleb Downs in this draft, or am I tripping?
Nah, I don't think he might
Yeah,
actually.
is he in this draft? No. He's not.
Okay.
No. Yeah, you got Malachi Stark, so maybe they're trying to target him in the late round and have him play. Just to get a little bit younger in that secondary. But I'm not gonna lie, like Chauncey was locked up for 2 more years, and he's 27. So like he's still young. I just don't get it. Like when he left the first time, the defense fell off. I you got to go replace him. That's all I'm gonna say. And it's hard because now you're Philly. You can really go on. They're not making no moves right now, so it's looking like they're gonna really focus on the draft or maybe try to get somebody in the trade. But I mean, I just don't see why you give off Chauncey. Like,
I do wonder if, especially if they're not going to re-sign Becton, because Becton played guard for him. You know, I wonder if that was a move because I know Becton is a free agent right now. So
yeah,
I wonder if that's why if that was essentially them saying like, yeah, we're not going to re-sign him. We're going to go with a cheaper option with Kenyon Green, and they see something in him to be able to kind of plug him into that offensive line.
mhm,
So maybe that's it. You know, so like I would definitely
yeah.
understand that, but like I don't know if about him specifically, but like I'd understand I understand the trade a little bit more if that's their plan, if them not to re-sign Becton and to roll with him as the starting guard. You know.
It's just really weird to me. They like this trade. I mean, I understand if you don't bring back Makai, then you get Kenyon Green, but like why give up Chauncey? Like I'm still stuck. I just don't why. Like I'd rather you draft a guy, give up Chauncey, like, and what he is for that locker room and what he is for that fan base. You just trade him. Like you basically tell him that safety is expendable, which safety is not. It's like the running back of defense. You need a safety, and he made Reed better. Like, cause like we got to make it like Reed was not that good. Reed was solid, but he wasn't as good as he was last year. Like he was way better with Chauncey, and they complement each other. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe in the draft they go out there like a Malachi Stark, so they go try to get it, or they're really high on one of the safeties, and they're like, man, we could low-key get off of him,
Yeah.
in his contract. Cause what was his contract? Let me see. Go
He
ahead.
he is also great. Like CJGJ, he's a great player, and it's also not a coincidence that the 2 years they made it to the Super Bowl with him, you know,
Not a
like
coincidence.
no. So he's balling. He's gonna go out to Houston as well, and ball out too. So
It's no way. Cause Philly, the way Philly did, bro, he was 9 million a year. And the way his contract is set up, they gave him most of that shit guaranteed. So he was only set to make 1 million for this upcoming season and the season after that, in terms of yearly salary. I feel like something had to happen, bro. They must not have liked him or something, bro. Cause this don't make no sense. It's no way. Like, it's no way, bro. It's absolutely don't make no sense. Bro, he was getting paid pennies. Hell, not 9 million. If you were paying him 9 million, that ain't shit. For Chauncey? I don't know, man. That's real strange to me, bro. That's real. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to the Texans. They getting an absolute dog. Shout out to them. I mean, you want to talk about their defense was one of the best in the league last year. I mean, it was absolute. D'Amico got them boys hunting, and I mean, you're literally just giving them C.J. Gardner-Johnson along with Kalen Bullock. I mean, he's replacing Jimmy Ward. That's a hell of a fucking upgrade. I mean, so now we're in. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm right. He's replacing Jimmy Ward, and then you gonna have Petrie, who's gonna come back, and then you still got Derek Stingley. You got Lassiter. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're gonna go out and get another corner because I don't know if Jeff Okuda is gonna be the long term guy there, but I mean that secondary now is looking really good. Like when Petrie comes back, you got two head hunting safeties. Like with Derek Stingley, with Lassiter. I mean, hey, they building something nice over there, bro. Like Texans, they get ready to turn this like next year. I could see them like the leap they're supposed to take this year. I think they could take that leap next year because you like, oh man, it's gonna be led by that defense too, bro.
no, I agree with you. Again, like I was saying, it isn't a coincidence that the 2 years they made the ball was with him. I'm not obviously not saying he's the only reason they made it, but like it's not a coincidence, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, and when he went to Detroit, they made the NFC title game. If Dan Campbell don't Sunday go to the Super Bowl, he leaves Detroit, they get bounced. So it's like, hey, bro, wherever he go, I will give him credit. That man wins, bro. He's a winning player. Like, shout out to him, bro. He gonna go to Houston to have them teed. And he brings a certain swag too. I mean, I just had to talk about that trade, bro. That trade kind of blew me out the water. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what? Like, but yeah, moving on to some more free agency news. I'm gonna get into Byron Murphy. He goes back to Minnesota on a crazy ass deal. 22 million a year for Byron Murphy is absolutely insane. But I'm gonna stick with the Vikings here just for a little bit. They also brought in Jonathan Allen, 3 year 60. That was a big signing. They bring in Ryan Kelly, which was a huge signing. Um, they brought in two Colts offensive linemen, Will Fries, the guard, and Ryan Kelly, the center. They also brought in, they are going to bring in, once he gets released, Javon Hargrave. I mean, just absolute, just beautiful signings from the Vikings, in my opinion. Like, I mess with everything. And it's really because you didn't have to pay Darnold. You go JJ McCarthy, you can remember I said this. You keep JJ, you shore up the offensive line, and you bring in some other pieces. I think you agree with me too. We said this in, like, I think the last episode, and they were like, man, fuck Sam. We're gonna go make this team insane. And as they did, man, you had to shore up the interior of the offensive line. You get one of the best centers in the league. I don't know how good Will Fries is yet, but they paid him like he's damn good. I gotta go watch and study him a little bit. But I mean, you now, like, I mean, the offensive line is solidified. I think people forgot, like, they traded for what's his name last year too. I want to know what they're gonna do with him. Cam Robinson, I think is his name. Because remember they traded him because Darius Slay got hurt. So I want to know what they're gonna do with all that. But yeah, I mean, you got Dalton Risner still there. Brian O'Neill. So I mean, they got a lot of options, and you could trade Cam Robinson. You still got Garrett Bradbury. They're probably gonna keep him for depth though. But you can trade Cam Robinson and go get you probably another receiver if you want one, or you can go out there and get another defensive piece. I mean, but in terms of everything the Vikings have done, it's been damn good. Like, shout out to Minnesota.
Yeah, again, between them and Chicago, my two favorites. And you're able to do this type of shit in the exact same way with the 49ers because he's on a rookie deal, you know? That's the reason you're able to do all this shit. Man, their interior defensive line is going to be filthy with Jonathan Allen and Hargrave. It's
And bro, they still got Harrison Phillips, and you got Grenard, you got Van Ginkel,
yeah, that defense is going to be crazy.
Jahan Ward.
Again, it's really going to come down to can JJ McCarthy figure that shit out. You know, and you're surrounding him with the perfect situation, you know?
Yep. You went out and fixed the line. You went out and did he's gonna be walking in an amazing situation if they don't go get Aaron Rodgers. Like we're talking about, you got left tackle solidified. Because I mean, Cam Robinson struggled a little bit, but I think that was the whole middle of the season trade thing. But say they get Darius Slay back, you're gonna have Darius Slay, Will Fries, Ryan Kelly, Dalton Risner, Brian O'Neill, and they brought back Aaron Jones, which as it is what it is. I do think they're gonna spend their first round pick most likely on a running back. So you're gonna probably bring in another back along with Aaron Jones. You still got Jettas, you got Jordan Addison, Hawkinson. I mean, god damn. I mean, JJ is gonna step in like, all right, let me just follow whatever my coach tells me to do, because Kevin O'Connor's gonna put him in the right situation, bro. But shout out to the Vikings. They made the perfect decision, in my opinion. Like, don't overpay for no Sam Darnold and handicap you. Like, no, go out and build around for this young quarterback. And shout out to them, bro. Like, they gonna be some dogs.
Man,
And they got Isaiah Rodgers.
Man, and JJ McCarthy is like the perfect quarterback for that type of shit. You know, he takes care of the ball pretty well as well. In college, he only threw, I think it was like 10 or 11 interceptions total.
Yeah, he knows how to be in a winning situation with everything around him.
And
that's like, why.
It's like he's good, and he's also acceptable. Like he's able to accept his role of like shit. I remember at Michigan the year they won the championship or the national championship, whatever. I think like for like a whole like game or like a whole half, he just handed the ball off, you know, and it's like for you to be selfless essentially like that and just to kind of put the team first, like that's a perfect type of guy to step into a situation like this and to kind of understand. He was also extremely mature, you know, going into NFL, but also especially taking that year and kind of being able to learn the offense and learn every situation around him. You know, I love the Vikings. I love what they're doing right now. So yeah, shit,
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if they fuck around and end up winning the division. To be honest with you, it
exactly.
all depends on how JJ plays.
Exactly. Going on to some other free agency signings. Christian Fulton, he headed to stayed in the division. He's going to the Chiefs. Justin Reed went back home. He went to New Orleans. Signed a 3-year, $30 million deal. He turned down deals from teams like, I think they said it was I know he turned down deals from, I know one of them was the Eagles. I don't know if the other one was the Chiefs or not. I have to look that up. But I remember it was two teams they said that were bidding for him, and he left and decided to go to New Orleans. DeAndre Hopkins, he goes to Baltimore. He goes and reunites with Derrick Henry down there in Baltimore. And that's still not going to solve the Ravens wide receiver problems, but everybody hopefully knows that. And lastly, get into it. Oh well, I'll bring up these two signings because I kind of want to hear what you got to say about this. Joey Bosa goes to Buffalo 1 year. It's about a $12 million deal. He's the Von Miller replacement. I think Von Miller ain't going back to Buffalo. And then lastly, Kenneth Gainwell to Pittsburgh, the Najee replacement. I like this pickup for Pittsburgh. I do. But I don't know what all he's going to do. I think Jalen Warren's going to be the running back one, obviously. But yeah.
I mean, for a little bit everything. So I got everything written down. For Reed, I think the Chiefs are going to regret letting him go. He was amazing for their defense. At least I thought he was. D Hop, kind of like you were saying, it's just like he's going to be solid for him. He's going to the exact same way that he was doing with the Chiefs. He'll be solid for him. He'll probably have a couple big games here and there. I think he was at like that Nelson Aguilar replacement. I don't think they're bringing him back. So I mean, he's an upgrade over him. Bosa to Buffalo. I mean, I thought he was for sure going back to San Francisco. I'm pretty sure I even said that.
More. I say he only took $2 million more, but he felt like he had a better chance to win in Buffalo.
Man, again, I thought he was for sure going to San Francisco. That was my I believe I said last episode. I was like,
that was
man,
for sure.
Yeah, and then Gainwell, I do like it for us. He's a speed guy. He has great hands as well. So it's like I do like that, especially with Najee leaving. I'm kind of expecting him to cut Cordero Patterson. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if they cut him. But I don't know about. I don't know. I still think we're gonna draft a running back. I still think we're gonna draft a running back, and he'll be the running back one. I don't know if it'd be like someone like Genty. I don't think we're gonna be able to get him, but someone even like Hampton. I just can't imagine us drafting somebody in the first round. I'd kind of like one of them running backs out of OSU personally. So if it's one of them two, I wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna be our starting running back next year with Jalen Warren as well. But yeah, I mean, all of them solid pickups for their respective teams. So shout out to all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, and I want to bring up one thing. Cam Robinson is a free agent. I did not know that man was a free agent. I did not know that. Yeah, he is most definitely a free agent. What? Is this true? Wait, he went to the Chiefs? Nah, it's gotta be fake. I ain't seen none of that. No, he ain't go to the Chiefs. But yeah, I think we covered most of everything. Yeah, I think that was Javon Holland going to the Giants didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. How you turn down 21 a year from Minnesota and you go to the Giants for 3 year 45? I didn't get that whole thing behind that and him. That didn't make any sense to me. But yeah, I mean, I think we pretty much covered everything. Just a few of the I guess remaining free agents that's out there. Stephon Diggs, Evan Ingram, which I'm hearing that he's probably going to sign with a team in the morning. Maybe the Broncos. We'll see. Aaron Rodgers, Keenan Allen is still there. Amari Cooper, Mekhi Becton, Cam Robinson. So yeah, I mean, it's still a lot of free agency left. Free agents left, and I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Cooper Kupp, I forgot a guy. Cooper Kupp too. They're saying Dallas, New England, but I think he's gonna want. I don't think he goes to those teams. I think New England.
I'm pretty sure the Steelers the betting odds for him.
The betting odds?
I'm pretty sure I saw some shit with the Steelers with like the betting odds for him.
Let me see. No, the Broncos are the betting odds.
Okay.
Yeah, Pittsburgh are the fifth. But
What's
this is from February 12th.
I was at 13 hours ago. I have no idea what this site is. Steelers got 490 odds. The Lions are 520 on FanDuel. Whoever posted this, those were the odds. Granted,
Yeah, yeah.
fucking
So
knows.
8 days ago, I see.
Okay.
Wait, let me see. Yeah, this one is 15 hours ago. Let me see. They got the Jaguars first, Broncos, Patriots, Chargers, Lions. I don't even see the Steelers on here. Yeah, the Broncos. So the Broncos are the second favorites for Cooper Cup, and then Evan Ingram. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. But yeah, Cooper Cup's a free agent too. But but I did hear they were saying like he's interested in going, like he wouldn't mind going to Dallas, but I think Dallas gonna lowball the hell out of him though. But he did say that he was curious about New England. So I really want to see what that's gonna look like. If they say that, I heard Minnesota's a name that kind of got flown around there. Oh my God, if he goes to Minnesota, Lord have mercy. Um, but in I know Denver's gonna throw their hat in the race. Y'all know where I want him to go, bro. Get that man in the orange and blue. Lord Jesus. I mean, if you're Denver, I'm offering, bro. God, whatever the market value is, throw an extra 2 million on top of it. Pay that man his bread. I mean, because he said he was set to make 12 million this year, 14 million, well, almost 15 million next year. So his market value is going to be somewhere between, my guess is 10 to 15. If you're Denver, I'm flat out offering that man 12 or 13 million a year. I think 2 year was at two, makes it with 2 year 36 or 2 year $26 million. That's not bad for Cooper Cup.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, he would obviously fit with you guys, and man, imagine him on the Vikings. That shit would be filthy. That shit would be filthy.
Imagine
That
if
shit
they
wouldn't even
get,
be fair.
yeah, like that's not fair, bro. You can't have all that. Come
Mm.
on, bro. Somebody got to put a stop to that shit.
Excuse me. Another player I do want to mention real quick, even though he resigned with his team, is Patrick Ricard. He resigned after a 1 year deal with the Ravens.
Oh yeah,
Man, that's huge for him, bro. That's huge for him. Again, he
yeah.
just
And
obviously.
we ain't even talk about.
You got it. You go.
No, you had cut out. Go ahead.
I
My
got
fault.
you. No, it's just Patrick Ricard. Again, he's a fucking dog. He's extremely important to the run game in Baltimore. So, man, shout out to him. He got his money too.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up Kyle Juszczyk is a free agent too. The 49ers let him go. Um, I don't know where he's gonna go. You got to go to a team that is willing to literally have a fullback on the roster. I know a lot of teams don't like to do that. I would hate to see him go to Philly, but I don't even know what the betting guys. I know they were saying that Denver could be a spot, but I don't know if they're gonna do that. That just seems like kind of a want. Like I don't know if they're gonna do that. Let me see what the betting guys are saying. I can't find any. That's weird. Usually they got them for every single player. Okay, well, there's not one for new team, but they put a list out. They got the Jets at 5, Panthers at 4, Broncos at 3, baby, Rams at 2. Guess who's at freaking 1? Freaking Eagles. I would not be surprised if he goes to Philly. Honestly, I don't know if the Rams use a fullback, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him go to any one of those Eagles, the Chiefs, because he's gonna sign somewhere for like pennies, bro. But he would fit our offense down to a T. For what Sean likes to run, I mean, we were running our fullback out wide at times last year with Michael Burton, bro. Like, if you're gonna do that, you might as well go get Kyle Juszczyk. Shit, I would love it, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Bring him in for like what, 2 years, 10 million? Peak.
So I got one quick question for you. I already said who my favorites were. I'll give my top 3 favorites of free agency so far, and then I want to hear yours. My 3. Man, I really talked myself into the Vikings. Even though I had the Vikings at 2, I might put the Vikings at 1, Bears at 2, and yours truly, Denver Broncos at 3. I really do like.
Really?
I do really like what you guys did. Again, it's the upside, bro. It's the it could really come back in you guys' face, especially with Greenlaw and Hufanga. But it's like you really could have gotten two All Pro players for I won't say
pennies on the
nothing,
dollar.
but like again, you really could have gotten two All Pro players for. I don't know. I really do like what you guys did. Also, a little sleeper team. I do like what the Colts did with
Yeah.
Bynum and Ward. That was clutch too. But those are probably my top three. What about yourself?
I would say my top three in order. I think one for me. Hmm. I'm gonna go New England at one. I think also getting Milton Williams, Harold Landry, Carlton Davis are huge. I ain't gonna lie, I don't think we talked about them enough. I mean, they went the fuck off. I mean, my Mike Vrabel, whew, that man said, "You give me the cap, boy, I'm gonna go. We go, man. We gonna get some dogs, some winners." And I'm not gonna lie, bro. Milton Williams. I mean, the fact that they still have a lot of their like young guys. Barrymore, I think, is coming back. You picked up Robert Spillane, which who is a dog in coverage. You got Harold Landry, Carlton Davis still there. You still got Jonathan. I think Jonathan Jones. No, I think he's a free agent. But Kyle Duggar, Jabril still there. You got Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis. You now got a solid cornerback duo, and not just have one elite guy. Carlton Davis, he's not elite, but he's like the top of whatever tier he's in. He's a damn good player. And you bring in Matt Collins, which I think is gonna probably be one of their starters at the start of the year. Like if we being completely honest, he's good. I even though I hate to say it, he is good. He's somewhat decent. But yeah, I would say them is number one for me. Number two, I have the Vikings. Talked about them earlier. And number three, it was really hard for me. If we talking about strictly free agency, no trades, um, it would have to be. I would have to say either Denver is my third, or the Bears. I would probably lean the Bears. They did a lot more. I think Denver's up there though, but like the Bears like going addressing the offensive line. Well, I mean, they did trade for two of those guys, so we talking about strictly free agency. Nah, I'm gonna go Denver at three. I'm gonna go Denver at three. Hufanga and Greenlaw are home runs to me. Like that's like holy fuck. You want to talk about making your defense just insane? Go get those two guys, bro.
Man, I completely forgot about New England. I'm not gonna lie to you. I completely forgot about them. They'd probably be one of my either my three or like that four spot, that sleeper spot. But yeah, man, it sounds like we essentially agree on essentially most teams.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it right now, see who all they picked up. Um, yeah, Milton Williams. They picked up Morgan Moses was also a damn good signing. Robert Spillane, Carlton Davis, like I said, Harold Landry, Joshua Dow's is backup, Mac Hollins. Oh my God, I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Vrabel. Hey, the Patriots are gonna be nice, bro. They are going to be nice. Vrabel, I'll get, man. Depending on what they do in this draft, if they go get Travis, but they're gonna be nasty, bro. Because I will say now, I think in the draft they're gonna go crazy with offense, bro. Because they need kind of everything. They need receivers. I think tight end they're good. Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper. They drafted Jaheim Bell. He's their third string. I think they're good there. But I think when it comes to, whew, boy, that running back and that wide receiver, because they also could go left tackle, honestly, because I don't think they really have a solidified left tackle. So if they go, yeah, they don't have a solidified left tackle. So if they go left tackle, I wouldn't be surprised. If they go Will Campbell, or I know he plays right, but if they draft him, move him to left, whatever they decide to do, I wouldn't be surprised at that. But you go get Travis Hunter. I mean, you not only do you shore up that, you would have Carlton Davis, Christian Gonzalez, and Travis Hunter. You already have a top that right there is top five secondary in football. Yeah, New England, they gonna be on the come up, bro. They they might be the Broncos of like this year. I'm trying to think of a young team that took the leap. It was the Texans, and you had Denver and Washington. I think these boys right here, what Vrabel finna do, it's nasty work.
They also went out and got your boy Matt Collins too for that 2-year deal. I know how
I
much you love
brought
that
him up
man.
earlier. I know you're trying to bring it up again and troll me.
But yeah, no. I mean, I like what they did. I'm kind of with you though. Like they went. I want to say exclusively defense, but I mean mainly defense and free agency.
They needed it.
Yeah. So you got to go out there and draft some sort of offensive, like you like some.
You need everything.
Yeah, but like
Besides QB.
you also need some sort of like game changer on the offensive side. That's my whole thing. Is like, yeah, we know Drake May's like that, but then you also need like I really do think kind of like you were saying with Travis. If Travis falls to him at 4,
They're at 3. No.
they're at 4.
Wait.
Yeah, they're at 4. Man, I'm running to the podium myself to give. I'm announcing that motherfucker myself at the podium. Yep, true. With number 4 pick, the New England Patriots drafting Travis Hunter. Man, I'm doing that shit myself. It's.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at their defense against the pass, talking about the Patriots, they were relatively good last year against the pass. Against the run is where they really struggled. They were bottom half of the league. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna be strong, but I definitely think I wouldn't be surprised if they trade down if Travis is gone. If they trade down, or hell, I mean, if you get Travis or Abdul, shit, run with it. I hope they don't get Abdul Carter. Oh, I really hope they don't get Abdul Carter, bro. But I mean, look, I will say, don't be surprised they trade down to try to get more picks to address, like so they can get like 2 wide receivers in this draft, 2 running backs, or, trade down and just give Drake May some juice to go into the season with. But yeah,
I also think especially one of those quarterbacks that they're at 4 with Shador, Cam Ward. You know, there's gonna be a team that's gonna want to trade up to 4. You said who?
Huh?
You said who? My fault. I don't think my headphones were plugged in all the way. What'd you say?
Shit, if Travis Hunter there for they taking calls, man, I'll give up our first round pick this year and next year for Travis Hunter.
Well, if Travis Hunter's there, they are not trading back. They're gonna pick.
Oh yeah, they're not. I'm just saying it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I did see a tweet saying that the Broncos could be trying to trade it for Genty.
Okay. See,
all I'm gonna say is NFL.
You got it.
I was gonna say the NFL. Y'all better not let that happen. We get Ashton Genty, I will be screaming Super Bowl from the mountaintops. Man, Ryan ain't gonna hear the end of it from me. Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, if a team they talking about Ashton Genty might go to the Raiders at 6, they're not drafting their brother at 6. I'll tell you right now, if I get a phone, let me find out. The Broncos traded up to number 7 and look to take Ashton Genty. Excuse me, we got the Heisman runner up or the brother I thought should truly win Heisman. We got him. Oh my God, come on, man.
See,
the dude who had 29 touchdowns.
I've been seeing mock drafts where he falling to us at 21. There's no way he falls to us at 21 because if he's there at 20, you guys are picking him.
Oh yeah, that ain't even a question.
No,
the league better not fuck up because I'm not gonna lie, they've been saying we gonna draft the running back out of North Carolina if Genty not there. The league better not fuck up because after the Raiders, it gets real icky on who needs a running back. You got the Jets don't. The Jets got Breeze. Panthers they just paid Chuba. Saints got Kamara. Now the Bears could get him. I think the two team about is the Bears and Raiders. Niners ain't getting him. Dallas said we not drafting him. The Dolphins got it damn near 4 running backs. The Colts got Jonathan Taylor. Falcons got Bijan. Cardinals got Connor. The Bengals got Chase Brown. Seahawks K9. Bucky Irvin and them at 19. Lord, I need both of them to sell. I need Genty to fall, or if not, then we trade up.
Man, I'm gonna need that Javonte contract to expire somehow, and you guys re-sign him. There's your running back move right there.
And I gotta bring this up, and then we can end it. Shout out to the Broncos. They picked up Trent Sherfield today, which means Lil Jordan Humphrey is probably not coming back on the team. I swear to God, we start the season off. Lil Jordan Humphrey ain't on my team. If he's not on my team, I don't know what I'm gonna do, Ryan. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. We get rid of him and Javonte. It's already an A+ off season. We get rid of him and Javonte. Javonte gone. He gone. He ain't come back. If we get Lil Jordan Humphrey, this motherfucker said he might move to tight end. He said he might move to tight end. Bro, I guarantee. I swear to God, if I see you better not. Oh my God. if he gone, because they saying Trent Sherfield could replace him and Tremont Smith. He could replace him in the blocking game, and he could replace Tremont Smith on special teams. Do it. I do not want to see that motherfucker. I only want to see him in training camp on trying to whatever the fuck the practice squad. Let that motherfucker rot on in fucking free agency. God damn.
I do got one question for you. Do you think after this they should retire the number 84 for him?
It's already all right, bro. All right, bro. This man talking about retiring for him. That man, he don't even deserve to get his middle school jersey number retired. I'm done, bro. I'm just glad that brother is off my team.
What's up with the little Jordan Humphrey hate all of a sudden?
And apparently, they put out an article saying that he's responding to people trolling him on Twitter, bro. This man had the nerve to say, "What was my catch percentage last year? You suck." That I don't care. I don't care, bro. I can't do it, bro. I can't do another year of Lil Jordan Humphrey on my I can't. Look, Javonte, hey, I texted my mom. She's a Cowboys fan. My sister's a Cowboys fan. It's her birthday. My partner's a Cowboys fan. I said, he's y'all problem now. Y'all got that. I need somebody to go pick up Lil Jordan Humphrey. You know, somebody put a list out today that said it was like young free agent wide receivers with potential. You know they put Lil Jordan Humphrey name on there? You know they put that man's name on there? They put the last one, Lil Jordan Humphrey. I said, you have got to be fucking kidding me. He got the league fucked up. He got the league confused. You know what? If he's got young potential, hey, man, anybody pick him up. Kansas City, you pick him up. How about that?
Bro, hold on. One second before we end it. I do want to get into at least give my opinion on the whole Najee thing. I know how you feel about Najee in general.
Oh, we didn't even bring up Najee.
No. I think Najee's gonna go crazy behind that offensive line. I think that was a huge issue with us. Our offensive line has always just kind of been very bad. I think he's gonna go crazy. I think he's gonna go insanely crazy. I'm not gonna say he's not gonna be like Saquon or like that.
$5 billion is cheap as hell.
For real. And it's like, if he's the main back in that offense, if they don't bring Dobbins back, he's gonna go crazy. I'm calling that shit right now. He's gonna go crazy.
Well, here's what I will say, brother. If he do, I hope he don't, cause he with the Chargers. But yeah, shout out to Najee though. I do hope he does do well, but at the same time I don't. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. Make sure to leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button. Keep showing us some love, man. We gonna try to do at least one more free agency video, and then we're gonna try to do a mock draft video for you guys. But yeah, I'm your host JMX. My co-host Ryan. To the next one. Peace out.